Well, Tuesday marked the second year since Israel instated the so-called buffer zone along Gaza. Press TV's Ashraf Shannon has more for us on this story.
Dozens of Gazan farmers and activists from the International Solidarity Movement demonstrated near the Israeli fence. They were marking the second anniversary of Israel's decision to enforce a 300-meter so-called buffer zone along the besieged coastal enclave. Israel has declared it a no-go area, and anyone who ventures inside risks being shot by the Israeli army. Sometimes they shoot even beyond the 300-meter mark.
A third of the arable land is located in the buffer zone, yet as soon as they enter it, we get jeeps, we get tanks, and we get live snipers shooting at people, the women, the children, the farmers. It doesn't matter. And this is what is stopping so much of what was used to be the provision of food for Gaza. 50% of the food was provided by this area of land, this very arable area of land, but it's being stopped and it's being confiscated and it's inside the Gaza Strip. And this shows that the occupation is continuing, and it's a massive injustice.
The so-called buffer zone is important to Palestinians too. 30% of Gaza's most arable farmland is here. Now, though most of it has fallen fallow, any houses or sheds here were bulldozed by Israel during the January 2009 war. The agricultural sector in the Gaza Strip has been struggling to cope with an Israeli blockade, causing lower productivity and reducing access to affordable fresh food.
The international community should stop Israeli violations of human rights. Israel is depriving Gazans of their main source of food. The so-called buffer zone has also restricted access to underground water resources.
In late April, a Gazan protester taking part in a peaceful demonstration against the so-called buffer zone was shot dead by Israeli forces. The so-called buffer zone along the Israeli fence is the most fertile area in Gaza. Farmers working as far as 2 kilometers away from the so-called buffer zone have been shot at.
Internationals here are regularly accompanying the farmers. We are going with them in the hope that they see us and they know that there's people who are watching, because they shoot Palestinians without a worry. There's been many cases, about 14 killed already this year.
The state of Gazan farmers reflects the scope of human rights violations against thousands of farmers and their families working in the Gaza Strip. Activists say that by and large the silence of international community in the face of Israeli practices is to blame for the difficulties Gazan farmers are faced with. Ashraf Shannon, Press TV Gaza.